'cause I give myself for you, give you.
Hey guys, what's cracking?
It's us again. Welcome back to another video.
So today we are doing a story time
About the time where we both almost died multiple times.
If you guys want to know what happened, just
Keep on watching. Okay, so we're going to start. We both have two separate stories to tell you guys about where we could have died.
Yeah, so the first two that we're going to talk about are going to be like from a scale from 0 or to dead.
To dead,
It's like
0.
1.
But the other one is like...
It's like
dead.
900 million. It's like dead.
So I'm going to start my story. So our both first stories start at Six Flags.
Yes, both
know
take
why.
place at Six Flags.
At separate times. At one on my
Well,
first time,
yours is
I wasn't with her. The second time I was with her.
Yeah, second time.
So I was on the Goliath ride, and I was on the left side, and I will never ever sit there again. So you know, I'm going up the seat, relaxing, you know, because I'm getting on Goliath, you know, and so I'm going, and then there's like a certain turn, and if you've ever been on Goliath, maybe you know what I'm talking about, but like. The seat goes like this. And a small, like, 75-pound girl will go flying off the cart. My body was, like, thrown forward and then... So, yeah, my body was thrown forward and, like, my butt literally, like, came off the seat. I was, like, holding on with my knees. Thought I was dead. Almost was dead. I don't know who I was sitting next to, but they didn't notice at all.
Did they?
They didn't.
So
because,
then,
But I'm still alive, and I just never went on the left side. I got off the ride half crying.
Yeah, the time we went to
champ.
Six Flags for drill, I wanted to go on the left. No, wait.
No,
on
you
the right
wanted to go on the
side.
right
I wanted
side,
to go
and
on the
I
right
didn't let
side,
her.
but yeah, she didn't let me.
So my life is more important.
Apparently that's a 0.
That's a 0.
That's
to
pretty
most,
dangerous.
When I explain it to most people, they're like, "You did not die, girl." Yes, I did. Almost.
You weren't there, so
You
don't
weren't
know.
there. If you did, you could have saved me.
So now we're gonna move on to my story. Also at Six Flags, I think it was sophomore year, because it was my first time at Six Flags, and it was for a drill competition. So everything was fine. All of my friends, Jackie, Kaylee, Priscilla, I think, was Brenda with us?
Little
Brenda was with us. They all told me, yeah, let's get on Goliath first, because if you get on Goliath, you're gonna be fine for the rest of the rides. So I was like, sure, I can do this. So I was so nervous, but so we got on Goliath first. Everything went fine.
That's where I almost died.
That's the one she almost said, but I was fine, you know. So then we eventually got to the Batman ride, and the Batman ride, it's a baby ride, nothing like compared to Goliath.
Yeah.
So we got on Batman, and once the ride's like starting and it's going up.
I was so scared.
I was on the left side, Priscilla was on the right side. She was right next to me.
She was on the very edge.
I didn't want to be like on the edge, but they made me be on the edge. I wanted to be in the middle. So
We're going up.
as we're going up, my dumb thing, what's this called? Like the thing that goes over
harness
thing just decides to fly open.
And it flies up.
It just flew, and
she starts screaming
and
at me.
I start like hitting her because
I'm like, oh yeah, it's so fun.
Because I was so scared. The ride was already going up, and it had already started. It was about to drop. I didn't know what to do. I I already pictured myself falling, you know, just dying. Like my life was over. But no,
I just pulled it back. I was just like, what? She's like, my seatbelt.
And then she helped me pull it back down, and it
fine after that.
stayed. So,
but she didn't scream at all. She was just like.
I was panicking, like, inside me. I was, like, in shock, like, this is it. This is the end of me, you know what I mean? and that's, like, 0 out of our big death scale. Just wait until we get to the other two. guys, so continuing with our
Stories.
stories. But these are
Diana's
now
gonna go first. And this is the story that we
That's
believe
like-
to be like
No, this one
The
I
worst.
seriously almost encountered death. Like, I seriously truly believe that I was like on the road to die. You know what I mean?
and I
Okay.
wasn't there. I mean, I
You
was
were there.
but I wasn't like experiencing it, so I just take her word for it. So Diana's gonna start.
Okay, so this was also because of drill. So drill is life. Okay.
Die. For
Yeah.
Jill.
So
Just
this
kidding.
was summer camp going to junior year.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it was sophomore year going to junior year. Yeah. So this time it was early in the morning. Once we get, I think summer camp starts at 9, ends at 3. So right in the morning, like right when you get to school, like the very first thing that we did was run a mile. Right, we stretch, then we run a mile.
and it
frick.
was hot. It was like,
Sorry.
so hot, dude.
It was very, very hot, and it was like 10 when we started running.
It was like humid. It was nasty.
It felt just bad.
Mhm.
So we were running, and I didn't feel like it was anything weird or out of the normal, because like when people run, like you get really, really like hot, and I don't know if you feel it too, like when you're running a lot and you feel like steam's coming out of you, and like you just get really, really hot, and like my fingertips started tingling, but I didn't think anything of it just because I was really tired and I was out of shape. So I didn't think anything of it. So I finished my mile, and so
We started doing the commands.
Oh yeah, well we got like a 10-minute break or
Oh well,
something.
yeah.
And then
That's like nothing.
10-minute break, just drink water, kind of chill for a little, and then we have to walk to the blacktop where we're gonna do military commands. So we're at, like, with band.
Yeah, so we just block up like bands like in these ranks and drill teams in these ranks as well, just one behind each other.
Yeah, one behind each other. So now it's like 100 degrees, we're standing in the blacktop and we're doing the commands, and so it all started when they called us to attention. So
yeah, so when you're at attention,
you can't move.
you can't move, you can't talk, and like in that case it was like training the newbies for drill.
Mhm.
So like we had to be serious, and we couldn't just turn and talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And at that time I was in front of Diana in the line that we were in.
So I was in her line and she was right in front of me. I was behind her, and we got called to command. No, we were called to attention. Sorry. And so I was standing straight. We were both, and they were just yelling like, "Don't lock your knees! Don't lock your knees! If you lock your knees, you'll faint and whatever."
Mhm.
But I could have sworn
They said it like 5 times.
Yeah, they said it so many times because we were just like there for a few minutes. They still they just called us to attention, and we couldn't move, and we were there for like quite a few minutes before I started seeing everything yellow. Everything started turning like yellow, and then like white, and then black, and then but before that, like when things were like kind of turning like
hazy.
Yeah, I called her and I was like, "Friend,"
and then,
so
I turned around to look at her.
She says that she turned around to look at me, and that I shook my head like saying no, never mind, you know?
Yeah, because at that time she was right behind me, so I just turned and I was like, "Yeah, what happened?" But right when I turned, they called us to attention, so I had to turn around and I had to stay still. But before I did, so she was like, "Oh no, never mind," because
no, I was actually fainting.
Yeah.
I was like, going back.
I didn't know that she wasn't like shaking. Her head was like falling, so I just assumed that she was shaking her head like, "Oh, never mind," and I stayed flat until.
Okay, so then after I called her, and then she turned back,
and we stayed there.
She turned back, but right when she turned back, she heard my head fall on the concrete.
Yeah, not her head falling off. Her body was like this, and it fell straight back on the concrete.
I don't remember
and
anything.
I could have sworn that someone dropped like a bowling ball. It scared me. I turned around so fast, and Diana's body was laying on the floor shaking, and I froze. I didn't know what to do, and like all the girls just looked at her, and they were just like with their hands over their mouths, like they couldn't believe what happened. And I ran to her right away, and I started like trying to wake her up, And that's when my coach ran over. We started protecting her head, and her eyes were closed, but they were moving, like, a lot. Like, you know when you're dreaming, you have, like, a lucid dream?
Yeah.
You're sleeping, and your eyes are moving.
So that's what she saw. That's what I
saw. Everyone else saw.
But
everything that was going inside was
what
a little
I
bit
was
different.
going through was different. So I, for a moment, completely forgot that I was at practice. I forgot where I was at. I just thought that I was in my house, in my bed, dreaming. So this was a dream to me. So basically, I started dreaming that I was somewhere that was super, super, super white. Like, nothing was to be seen. It was just so white. Everything was white. And then I started hearing two voices, and they were calling my name. They were like, Diana, like, come here, come with us. It was just two people. And so then, like, I just kept looking everywhere because, like, I couldn't see anything. Everything was white. So then, I looked around, and after a few seconds, I saw, like, two people. I know for sure there were two girls. I don't know who they were. I really couldn't see their faces, but they were dressed in white. So, they start calling me, and then I could see their hands, like calling me to go with them. The only thing I saw was their hands, like, completely formed. I couldn't see their faces, but I could see, like, their hands and their bodies. So then, like, as I was about to grab their hands to go with them, everything that was white
sorry,
everything that was white turned to green, to grass. It was grass everywhere. And right when things were, like, turning to grass, I heard my coach's voice saying, Diana, wake up, and then I felt her, like, hand, like, on my shoulder, like, trying to wake me up. And so then, like, I thought it was weird because I thought it was a dream, and then I heard my coach's voice, so I was like, what the heck? And I opened my eyes, and right away I tried getting up, but she was like, no, like,
it was so scary because she was just fainted, and all of a sudden she threw her body up, like, trying to get up.
Yeah, because
she was so scared, and I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck is going on?
I thought I was in my bed, and when I opened my eyes, everyone was hovered. Like, everyone was hovering me, and I just saw all the band kids and the drill girls around me. So I got scared, and then when my coach said, oh, how does your head feel? Like, that's when I remember, like, that's when I, like, realized that I was, and I started crying a lot because I was so confused. So for me, that was, like, I know for sure that I feel it like was something more. Yeah, it was something more. Like, I wasn't there. So,
and, like, she had to leave. She went to the hospital right afterwards. And I don't know if you know this, but 2 other girls fainted that day too. Like, they had the captains step out, and we were watching the girls to make sure they weren't locking their knees and make sure the new girls weren't, like, scared. And 2 more girls had come up to me and some other captains, and they were like, oh, we don't feel good. And we looked at them, and their faces were white, and we're guessing that they were, like, kind of nervous or scared to see Diana, like, faint. And we went in right away, and we never went back out, like, any of the years.
Yeah, it was a very hot summer. It was just a hot day.
It was terrible.
We shouldn't have been on the blacktop. But yeah, so after that, I went to the hospital, and I had to get some x-rays done, but everything was fine, apparently. But, like, it's been, like, 3 years, and
Her head still hurts in the area.
I had, like, a dent.
The sensitive spot?
Yeah, it's like a sensitive spot, and it really hurts. It hurts when I brush my hair and stuff. That's weird.
But yeah, that was Diana's story.
There's a lot of bad things that they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish on me. Hey. She said, do you love me? I tell her only partly. I only love my bed and my mama. I'm sorry.
Okay, so we'll just continue the story to mine. Mine was dangerous, but it's funny. So, I mean, it's still up there on the scale, but this is how it goes. I know my sister's gonna watch this, so thanks for almost killing me. But, so, we were just home. You know, I was minding my business, and I happened to be using my little sister's blanket. Little sister. She's, like, taller than me, but my little sister. And, she didn't like it, okay? So, long story short, she started to, like, pull the blanket. You know how you pull, like on the dog's tug of war? We were doing that, like, pulling the blanket, because it just got funny afterwards. Until, like, she's bigger than me, okay, guys? I'm small. So, she literally, like, pulled me and dragged me from the blanket, okay? I was laughing so bad because it was just funny. It was a funny thing to see. And I'm guessing that she didn't think it would break, or didn't think you know, yeah, no, she just didn't think it was gonna break. She like pulled me into this, we had like a steel, it was, I don't know if it's steel. It's like a hard cement plastic.
It's just like,
not plastic.
It's kind of like cement, maybe?
Plaster? No, it's not plaster.
But it's hard.
Yes.
It's hard. Like, if you grab it and pick it up,
it's heavy.
It's heavy.
It's heavy. It's like a hard clay, really, really hard. Like, I don't know what it is. We'll insert a picture somewhere. Maybe there.
Yeah.
But, you know, she dragged me into it, and I, like, slammed into it, like, passing through it with the back of my head. And it exploded, like, completely shattered. It broke.
Everywhere.
And it sounded like we had just, like, hit a baseball bat on a mirror or something, and I could not move for like 10 seconds, and I think the doctor asked me if I passed out, and I don't know if I did, I'm not sure. I just was completely, like, I couldn't move, and then when I realized that I was on the floor, I started grabbing my head, and it was pounding and pounding, and I just started crying, and my mom thought I was laughing. I guess I have a laughing, crying face, but right away I got up and I went to my room and I laid down, and I wanted to go to sleep, like, really, really bad. And it was only like 6, and I wanted to sleep, and I was like, no, I want to go to sleep. I'll just sleep it off. The pain, it hurts like so bad. And my sister is like in the restroom crying because she's afraid that like she hurt me. And I was like, okay, I'm the one like with my head. And I was so afraid to look into the mirror because I thought I would have blood like dripping like somewhere from me. And so I didn't. And this was the day before her birthday. It was February 9, and I was so nervous to tell her because I didn't want to tell her. And then, oh my god, you said you weren't gonna cry.
I don't want to be recorded right now.
Okay, it's not recording. Why are you crying?
Because if you weren't gonna tell me, or you wouldn't have been there for my birthday.
And I did tell you.
Yeah, you told me on my birthday.
I'm sorry.
What about you do?
Psych! Got you. But yes, I did end up telling her on her birthday.
And I was very shocked.
She was like because my mom was like, yeah, didn't you hear? And I was like, Mom.
I was like, what?
Mom. And so yeah, I had to tell her that I went. They did a few tests on me. The doctor said I had a small concussion and I had the right side of my body feeling numb. So it was kind of a big deal for me. When I was smaller and my head actually was cracked open because I was messing around, you know. So it was kind of a serious thing to me. I was really scared. I didn't stop crying for like 2 days. It hurt a lot, but I just like to say that I almost died there because, you know, it was really scary. I thought it was gonna be worse. A lot of my family got really mad at me because it could have been worse for the both of us, especially in Diana's case because she fell right on the back of her head, and mine was right on the soft spot as well.
They told me it was a heat stroke, and then I got a mini concussion. It wasn't like there because like I didn't vomit or I wasn't gone for more than 2 minutes. It was like she told me I was gone for like a minute.
So yeah, mine was just because I was messing around with my sister. But you know, those are our stories. So hope you guys like believe us because
no, they're really real. Yeah.
We tell a lot of people and they're just like, okay.
They don't believe the Six Flags ones, but they do believe these. Yeah. And she actually has a picture of the vase she broke with her head, so we'll insert it somewhere.
But you guys, that's gonna be it for our video today. So make sure you like, share, comment,
and subscribe to our channel.
And what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say to stay tuned for the 100th video.
Oh yeah, it's coming up, guys. So
don't think that we forgot. We're
gonna make it kind of like a big deal because we're really happy to hit 100 subscribers.
Yeah.
But like I was gonna say, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye guys.